the priest about how she's done sinful things, she said bad words, and that she really enjoyed it. And so her saying like, I really enjoyed it, the priest now knows that it's Mary Lou. And so she like fucks up the little confessional booth thing and kills my man
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the
she
crucifix in his face.
that's right. Yep. And then when uh when when Bill goes to go dig up Mary Lou to make sure she's dead, he digs up the
It's the
grave, and
priester.
the priest is in there and he's all fucked up looking. That was pretty cool. So then Vicky is, helping set up for the prom and everything. Nobody, by the way, like, it is kind of weird that like nobody talks about all the deaths that are going on in the town.
I know,
Um,
right?
because like, yeah, no one brings it up. And then so then like Vicky has a just like a brutality moment. So the prom's all set up, she's getting ready to go. She's all dressed up and her dad comes in, who's very whipped by the mother character, by Vicky's mom, by the way, the whole movie. I'm skimming over a lot of stuff, but basically like Vicky's mother is very religious, and the father, he's just trying to be like normal father to Vicky, and the mom is very, very strict. So the dad comes in to Vicky's room while she's getting ready, and she's walking about to go to prom, and he's like, "Oh, you look so beautiful. You're gonna remember this night the rest of your life." And Vicky just goes up and starts making out with him, and then he starts kissing back.
Yeah,
Because
dude, that was disgusting.
well, I guess what happened was he and the mother don't have any sort of relationship anymore, and he was so whipped and like treated like shit this whole time. I think like he just he
He said,
yeah. I
fuck
mean,
it.
no excuse, but yeah, he said fuck it, and he started making out with his own daughter. And then the
Trifling.
mom comes in and she calls her Jezebel, and she starts saying like power of Christ compels you and all this shit. And yep, Vicky kills her, and the dad doesn't do anything. In
He
fact,
just stands there.
you don't see him the rest of the film. And she kills the mom and like makes her she like throws her outside of the onto the front porch, like busts through the door, just walks out, goes to prom. So then she's at prom, and she there's this girl that wants to win prom queen really bad the whole movie, and she's like really annoying about it. She hands out flyers and stuff. She even gives the computer guy a blowjob, so he'll count the votes on the computer in her favor, and he'll make it say that she won. And so the kid, the computer geek, he gets killed by Vicky because she goes inside of the computer and electrocutes him, and she
That was
fries him from
amazing.
the inside out. Yeah,
Because he
and
actually put in the votes that the other girl had won
I know.
instead of Mary. I say Mary Lou in quotations because it's really Vicky.
It's
But
yeah,
so
but
she's like, wrong answer. It's not her that won. Everyone knows that Vicky was gonna win. And so yeah, so she fries him, and the
mhm.
girls like when they get ready to announce like who's gonna win, she gets so mad. Didn't they have like a play on words like uh something about her like giving head to the guy? The didn't like one of the friends say something about
Oh,
that?
that's right. That's one way to get ahead, or something like that. He said
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that. I laughed
exactly.
so fucking hard at that. We both did,
That
dude.
was really good.
Yeah. So then like I guess oh, that's what it was. So that are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I thought it cut out. The internet's awful here. So uh so anyway, so Vicky ends up winning prom queen, and she's up on stage, and Bill, the principal, he figures everything out. He grabs a gun. He's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go kill her." So he goes backstage, and as Vicky is up on stage winning prom queen, possessed by Mary Lou, he shoots her in the back, and as she's laying on the stage dying, fucking Mary Lou bursts out of her body, and she
Her
starts
burnt ass corpse, by the way.
yeah, and it was really, really well done. It was really cool. And she's standing on the stage, and her skin's starting to rejuvenate, and she's just killing people like over and over again. She's doing all this crazy shit. She's making things move and electrocuting people and killing them. Kind of like basically, if you guys have ever seen Carrie, it's a very similar scene to Carrie when they're all trapped in the gym. You seen Carrie, Donnie?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you know what I'm talking about. So, um, hey, you
There we
back?
go. Yep.
Or was it me who lost internet? Who knows?
Yeah, it was you.
So so um so anyway, so the boyfriend, so Vicky's boyfriend, he is able to find the chest that Mary Lou came out of, like Mary Lou's ghost came out of, and I guess Vicky was stuck in there, so he was able to pull her out, and she's still alive, which they never explained that because she got her skin burst into into pieces when Mary Lou came out of her. But then they're all kind of stuck in this crazy like very surreal world where like all the people she had killed earlier, they kind of like are coming back and they're like in the hallways and in different rooms and stuff. And I thought that was really cool. Remember, she opened up the mummy sarcophagus that was like a stage prop, and inside was the nerdy kid,
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
he was all bloodied up and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool looking.
Yeah, dude. So basically, all that shit was for nothing. In the end, the reason was Mary Lou really just wanted to be prom queen. That's
Yeah.
all. The whole point of her coming back was she really just wanted to be prom queen because in the end, to get her to stop killing people, Bill
Oh, Bill.
puts the
Yeah.
crown on her head.
And then they start making out, and then they
Yeah.
they go
So
like into
basically
the light together.
that was like her getting her piece is because that's all that she wanted. It was taken from her. She just
Right, but
wanted
at
to
the
be
very
prom queen.
but so then everybody's okay. Everybody's walking out of the school. The boyfriend and Vicky are like arm in arm. They're okay. They're walking out, and then you see Bill, his dad, the principal. Um, you see him come up, and they're like, "Oh, you're okay." He's like, "Yeah, kids, like let's go." They get into the car, and it's a very like Nightmare on Elm Street scene, like at the end of Nightmare on Elm Street, where the doors lock, and he puts on the song that's been playing like the whole movie over and
The
over. It's
Mary
a
Lou
song,
song.
exactly. It's a song with Mary Lou's name in it. It's from the 50s, and then you see him like screech his tires, and they ride off into the night, and the license plate says Mary Lou 2, and then
Amazing.
that was it. It was actually a fantastic film. It had everything in it. I was really happy with it. Definitely some unanswered questions, but it's an 80s movie, and that's kind of what you expect from a lot of shit like in
I
the
mean,
80s.
for it to be completely different from the first movie,
Oh
it was
yeah.
good. I mean, if they would have just started off like that from the beginning, I probably would give it a higher rating.
Oh, definitely. Well, like I have a feeling this was probably called something else when it was made, and then when they wanted to distribute it, they were like, "Hey, let's just throw Prom Night 2 on there."
I
Because
mean,
that
that makes
that's
sense.
yeah, that's pretty typical with films. What I did want to get into though was there were a lot of cool little Easter eggs in this film, or just little callbacks. So like one of the teachers was named Craven, and another was named Carpenter. And obviously, for anybody who's going to be listening to this, Wes Craven, John Carpenter, a lot of films of the time did that, where they would name um, the like characters like Raimi and Craven and Carpenter, and just different like horror directors, or like Cunningham, like Sean Cunningham, who did Friday 13th. Um, so yeah, it's just fun little things like that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the practical effects in this movie too, because they were really good, especially that horse. Let's get into that horse.
Dude, that horse was so creepy. Like when I'm watching movies, I always stare into the back because like I always know something's gonna come up in the in the background. It's what you have to pay attention to. And so that was like the first thing that I noticed was the horse was really different because in the movie they kept showing us like the horse.
Yeah.
And so I noticed that the horse like had red eyes and I'm like, what the fuck is this about? Dude, when it stuck out its tongue,
Oh my
I
god.
I wanted to throw up. It was
dude.
so disgusting.
Plus, they did a really good job animating the face. So like, so there's a quote from the director of the original Godzilla. He always said, you know, some things aren't going to look realistic in films, but they're going to be very appealing to the eye. And I feel like in this case, the horse was very appealing in a horror sense to the eye. It was very scary, even though it obviously doesn't look realistic. But you don't really want it to look realistic. You want it to look surreal because it's just like scarier. It's just kind of cool to look at, and I thought they did an awesome job on a horse. When she's rocking on it back and forth, and her fingers are just in its mouth, that was terrifying. We were
That
both like,
was
"Oh
kind of weird.
shit, yeah, that was
Oh
creepy."
my god. Honestly, I wouldn't have been shocked if she did
Yeah.
dirty things on top of that horse.
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like they shot that, and it was probably like they just took it out last minute. There was a good amount of
Yeah.
nudity. There was a good amount of nudity in this
Oh
movie
my
too.
god,
Like,
so many titties.
yeah, and like full frontal nudity, which you didn't really get much of that in the time period. But for this movie, definitely got a good
I'm
amount of it.
not complaining
No, me neither, dude.
whatsoever.
No,
We
me
love
neither.
to see it.
Of course. Yeah. People always make fun of these movies for them being like, oh, it's a, the female characters aren't strong and they trip and they fall for no reason and stuff. But in my opinion, or they're like, oh, and they just use tits to sell tickets and stuff. And I'm like, in my opinion, these movies are very empowering for women because they'll do things without any clothes on and they'll kill the killers in these movies. There's usually always a final girl. She's always the strongest character in the film. I mean, I'm sure there's an arguing point against it. Who knows? Like, somebody will probably yell at me for saying that, but I
Okay,
always loved these movies.
I love tits, so I don't care to see a woman killing someone and getting the blood all over her body. That's sexy.
You
I'm
don't
not
care for that,
complaining.
or you do like that?
I do like it. I'm not
Oh,
complaining.
you
It's
don't
it's
care
amazing.
about it. I understand what you're saying. It
It's
sounded like for a
amazing.
second. Yeah, I agree. I love it.
Don't stop. Don't stop
No,
doing that. You're
no.
pleasing me. It's pleasing me and my homegirls.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like,
We got to watch some good old independent horror films. You'll like all the chicks in that, and a lot of indie horror films.
I love women.
Oh yes.
Give us a clap if you love women.
we love all types here. Um,
Period.
I'm trying to think if we missed anything. I don't think so. I mean, I, I think we covered pretty much all of it. We definitely got the main plot down. The effects were great. The makeup was fantastic. I don't think I've ever heard of the special effects people who worked on this film. Hopefully, I'll have to do some more research into what else they did. But man, fantastic! Yeah, if you guys are looking for something fun to watch, it's on Shutter right now. I would get together with like a couple of your friends and gather around and just throw this one on. It's a really good time.
Hells yeah. It's definitely a good, not to say like it was bad, but if you want background noise, this was a good like background noise movie also. Like multitask. Like there's parts where like when you're doing something and
Yeah,
then
like this is a
you're
good
like,
folding
I need to
laundry movie.
focus, but I keep looking up and looking at the movie. That's what kind of movie this is for me. Like I want to
Okay,
look
yeah.
away, but I can't.
Well, that is yeah. Like if you're folding laundry, you're doing chores and stuff. Like you can throw this one on, but honestly, I would for me, I'd get together with a bunch of friends. It's a fun movie. It's really fun. The murder scenes are fantastic. There's tits, there's blood, there's demonic rocking horses. Um, there's people getting squished inside of high school locker rooms. It's a blast. So yeah, that's it for now. We're gonna do another show I think tomorrow night on a different topic. We're gonna do I think what are we gonna do tomorrow? We're gonna do like a what scares us type of thing.